And we're live, pal. I tried to, I don't remember exactly how the line goes where Sid was being interviewed live, and he's like, "Oh, can we do that again?" And Jim Rice like, "It's live, pal." It's like
the Sid Vicious promo.
Sid is all kinds of great for different reasons.
No
Let's see. I don't know if they're in the chat still. Oh yeah, there we go. It says we got 3 watching. DJ Wise, what is up? Troy's review. I don't know who the third one would be, unless it's you watching or me watching. Lady Prime usually will jump in. Let me see. I gotta take this guy off. What's up, Neil Collects? Hope you're doing well. Why is that camera still showing there? Huh. Oh well, it's you'll see a second camera there if you can see the backstage area. It's pointed at my ceiling. DJ Wise says I just logged into YouTube. So, what were we saying, Russ?
I can't see another camera right now. Just these.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. So as long as it's not streaming to the WWE universe, the fanboy universe. Let's see. Let me close this out. There it is. Vogs, Vogs, what is up? Hope you're doing well, man. Good to see everybody here. This is kind of like a really just impromptu stream. Just something me and Russ decided to put together because Russ, you were having streaming difficulties Sunday night, right?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I went through night 1. It's like you said, there was a lot of static on the mic, and then I was going to do night 2, and it kept freezing and crashing and wouldn't start up. And then when I was messing with that, I got a notification that the audio on night 1 got muted because I guess WWE claimed the sound, even though it was me doing commentary for 4 hours. So,
yeah.
Man, I can't win.
Can't do nothing right. Yeah. And even I tried to jump in on your stream Sunday night, and it just kept giving me the loop, the hula hoop just going around. And so I assumed it was just
a StreamYard issue. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I assumed. I assumed it was StreamYard. So, whoa. Well, it worked out. Originally, I was going to say, hey, let's do it Monday, but Lady Prime was off work Monday, and so we went out of town. I got to visit at Half Price Books, picked up 2 comics, and then, but it kind of worked out because we pushed it to Tuesday, and so we can include our thoughts on the Raw after Mania. I don't know if you were able to watch it, but
I caught the highlights on YouTube.
Well, there you go. That's pretty much how I've watched WWE this past whole year. Like, I just did not. The product, man. The product was not something I really liked this in quite a while. And I gotta say, though, after watching kind of. Let's see. Neil says you sound like Alexa Bliss, Russ. You will claim your voice. I hadn't really watched a lot of the product, but after WrestleMania 40, I got to say that I was really, really pleased with everything. Of course, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself by just talking about the whole pay-per-view overall. But I have high hopes for where the company is headed. So much so that I went and bought some TKO stock Monday morning.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. No, I bought this shirt yesterday too. It's I don't know. I thought it was cool. A cat sleeping saying nope. So, but the last time I bought stock for WWE, of course, it was still WWE back in the day. This was 2014 after we were on the road home after watching WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans. And I was like, wow, I was really happy with how WrestleMania 30 went.
Yeah.
And so I bought stock while we were driving. My friend was driving. I was in the back seat. Lady Prime was in the front seat running shotgun. And I bought a bunch of shares that day. And so, I kind of had a similar feeling yesterday morning when I woke up. I was like, I'm going to go ahead and reinvest in this company and try to cash in on something.
Yeah. If it goes through the roof, man, maybe you get some VIP passes for next year's WrestleMania.
Me and my cousin talked about a month ago, and we were seriously considering trying to figure out a way to go to Philadelphia. I told him, I was like, if we do this, I'm going by myself. I'm not going with Lady Prime or Ollie, just because it would have been a quick trip, and then having 2 extra people would have made the cost go up.
Yeah.
But I would like for next year to go with the family. Ollie has never been to a WrestleMania. Lady Prime has gone to 2 with me, so it'd be nice for him to experience it. Because when he was watching us watch wrestling, he's like, why do I like wrestling? And he has his moments with it. He's not like a full-on hardcore fan yet.
Yeah.
DJ Wise, so much better with this new direction. Yes. It has been a while. It's been a while since I've really had hopes for the company. You know, for a long time, WWE felt kind of stale, kind of felt like so overproduced. It was followed a formula, and it's just nice to feel like anything is possible now. Anybody could be a star now.
Yeah, for the last couple of years, it's just been so predictable.
Definitely.
And now finally seeing some changes, man, it feels good.
DJ Wise, camera angles or overall aspects better. I mean, we still have some issues, but things moving in the right direction. Yeah, you can't correct everything all at once, and then there's always going to be some things that you like that I don't like, and some things that I like that you don't like. You know, so no one will ever be 100% happy. But if they can just have a positive feeling around them, that would be great. Vog says, Vog says, it has been way better since Triple H took over, and I agree, definitely. Neil Collette says, I watched 2 fights on the WrestleMania. It was good to watch, but the fighting has become so extra fake. I know the 80s and 90s is fake, but these days not good. I don't know. I really felt it was a solid show overall.
Yeah, I really like night 1 and night 2. I enjoyed them both.
Definitely. Well, let me pull up my phone. Do you want to? You got anything you want to say before we jump in and kind of talk about each match?
And one thing that surprised me, man, was Stephanie McMahon coming out for the announcements, because I thought they were going to completely shun anybody named McMahon. So it was kind of a surprise to see Stephanie back out there. And but it was cool, like saying, like, she basically introduced this is going to be the Triple H era. Like, Triple H is still going to be head of creative, which I'm excited about.
Vogs, question for you two: are they going to make Roman go through what Cody went through? I don't know. I don't fully understand that. What did Cody go through this last time? Like, is he going to have to go through 2 years of a tease of being champion again? Because I don't think Roman will be without a world title for long. I think Roman within a year will be champion again. He's just
Triple H said in a press conference, I think, that the direction with the bloodline story is going to blow some people's minds. So I think they're going to do something special with that still. It might be a couple months down the road, because I feel like Roman's going to be gone for 2-3 months maybe before he comes back.
That's kind of how I would play it. Let him go off camera for a while. That was quite an impressive title reign. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever see it again, or if this is going to be the norm where they have long reigning champions, which is kind of how it was, both San Martino, Backlund, and Hogan, or they're going to go to how it was towards the tail end of the 80s, early 90s, where year-long title reigns. I don't know. Neil says he hears
a tricky balance,
right? Because everybody's like, oh, it's like boring, the same champion.
Yeah, but you don't want to like have a new champion every month either.
I gotta say, because of Roman Reigns' title reign being so long, and everybody thinking this is the time he's going to lose it, this is the time he's going to lose it, there were some pretty intense main events. Like, the main events meant so much more. The Sami Zayn main event with Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber last year, huge. The tease, is this going to be the year that, or is this going to be the match that Roman loses it? I still think it should have been main event Jey Uso winning it last year at SummerSlam, just because it would have completed the circle of that story, where he kind of became the tribal chief the first time he wrestled Jey, and it's just like the story would have gone full circle if Jey could have been the one to beat him. But I understand. Jey possibly not as big a star as Cody. I don't know. When he was doing his Yeet thing there at where did they have SummerSlam last year? Was it Ford Field? Anyways, it was a packed house, and everybody was along with Jey Uso. So,
okay, he was the first one to pin Roman in what did they say, 3 years?
Yes, it was something like that. It was with a tag match, right?
Yeah.
DJ says, I don't see Roman staying much longer, nor do I see Cody champion long. Yeah, I think Cody. I think he gets to SummerSlam before he drops the title, but I don't think it's going to be too long of a time. It really doesn't matter if they're happy with The Rock, Neil, because The Rock is on the board for whether it's Endeavor or TKO, whatever. So The Rock's in a powerful position now. So there's a lot of interesting things they can do with that. Let's see, Vogs.
I think he's going to be gone for a couple months, though, because I believe he's making a movie right now.
It seems like that would be the next logical step for him to go into superstardom is to hit Hollywood. Even though maybe movies aren't the same as they were 10 years ago, that's still the next logical step. The biggest surprise to me was seeing Undertaker. So I've heard that spot was originally reserved for Stone Cold. I don't know how true that is.
Because for months leading up to WrestleMania, I kept seeing like workout montages with Stone Cold getting jacked and stuff all over the place, and then no Stone Cold. So Undertaker, that surprised me, man. I wasn't expecting him to be there at all.
Right, and they said the reason it would have made more sense with Stone Cold is because of the history with The Rock. But someone I don't know if it was Conrad Thompson or someone was mentioning that they had heard there's like some kind of a little bit of heat between the two of them backstage, that there really is like this rivalry over who's the bigger star. Well, clearly Rock became the bigger star, but so perhaps they couldn't get a deal done to have Steve there, but it worked out. It worked out with Taker showing up. Yeah. Evil Mike is here. Good evening, Evil Mike. Hope you're doing well.
What's up,
Christian De Leon. Good to see you, Christian De Leon. Everybody knows, I hope, Superrus 9000, fantastic channel. The guy who definitely helped me become a semi-successful YouTuber, I guess, if you will. Answering a bunch of questions that I had and whatnot. So Russ, always appreciative of that. DJ Wise was a fan of Taker showing up. W Vogs, when do y'all think Cena hangs it up? I don't know. It depends on how long.
He does one more run before he hangs it up.
Is he going to get plugs and cover that bald spot?
I don't know, man. I wish he would just like shave his head again.
Because I could tell, like the way he styles his hair, it's to try to cover it up.
Yeah.
But when you're active, it's exposed. It's exposed.
I know they get like a little hairpiece back there when he does movies. I don't know why he don't wear that to the ring. Maybe he's afraid it's going to fly off if he gets clothesline.
Christian De Leon, I agree with W Vogs 18. Undertaker was a surprise. Stone Cold would have been a bigger impact. Yes, I kept waiting for that glass to shatter. That at the end of that match when everybody was showing up, a little ridiculous. But I think that was just a shout out to, celebrate wrestling. I think that was just like, hey, here's the history of the company in this match. That's how historic this match is going to be. Superrus, the super success story. Yes, definitely. I know, though, you said you've kind of gotten a little behind on your weight loss. I think you said you've had too many cheat days.
I gained about 10 pounds back.
Hey.
So I'm kind of struggling with that, but I'm still an extra large instead of a XXX, so I'm doing all right.
The roller coaster isn't just fun because of the steep drop. It's also fun for the ups and downs. So,
yeah.
DJ Y says Cena completed WWE. He's just doing side quests now, and we're all having fun. That's funny. Neil, you can't see Cena. W Vogs, what do y'all think about Priest? I'm not the biggest fan of Priest. I saw him live at a Ring of Honor show, so I'm I don't know, 6 feet, 4 feet, away from him, and it was like the first time I'd ever heard of him. I hadn't followed him on the independent scene, and I don't know.
Yeah,
It's cool. It's cool to see him progress to that level, but yeah. It's cool to see him progress, and grow into that role. But I don't know. I'm not a fan. not in a I hate him. Not in a way that I can't become a fan. It's just he's not my cup of tea.
I figured they had to do that cash in at WrestleMania, though. I don't think they could have delayed that any longer.
Right. The only other appropriate time would have been the night after Mania, but the way they're building the CM Punk Drew McIntyre feud,
that's gonna be amazing.
I can't wait till they can, really get into it. So, very, very appropriate for just to continue to build that.
I got just a little bit worried there when Drew hit that last Claymore and got the pin on Seth and was celebrating, and there was no cash in right away. I started to get a little nervous. I thought, oh God, are they gonna? Because I remember I heard an interview with Triple H say something's gonna happen that nobody expects. And I thought for a second, oh my God, are they gonna save the cash in for Cody?
No, I don't.
Then they did the stuff with Punk knocking down McIntyre off the announce table, and Priest came out, and I was like, man.
Drew texting or tweeting during the middle of that match that he had a light day at work is some of the best. That was some of the best stuff I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, Vods, where's Kevin Owens been? Sorry, missed some wrestling lately. He wrestled the night 2 of WrestleMania. He was involved in a feud with Logan Paul and Randy Orton. So he's there. He's still kicking it.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I really thought they were going to put the belt on Owens in that triple threat match. I'm surprised they didn't.
It would have been cool to have him and Sammy celebrate with their singles titles, but I think the right guy is still the U.S. champ.
That's Sammy going over Gunther. That's what really made me think they're going to put the U.S. title on Owens, but they didn't. That
was a little shocking. I didn't think they would have.
I thought there was going to be some kind of twist there, like, are they going to bring Gable out and Gable's going to flip on Sammy or what? But no.
Well, I think that's to come. But I was surprised that they had 2 long title reigns both end, over the course of the weekend. I wasn't expecting that to be the case.
Yeah.
Evil Mike, tell us non-wrestling people who won. Break it down and discuss why you agree or disagree. Start biggest to smallest. Well, I was going to go through the match order. We'll start with night one of WrestleMania, which I do enjoy WrestleMania being 2 nights. I think that's great. It's just grown so big. Some of those shows where they went 6 hours long were a bit much. So going to 2 nights, great. Loved it all. So night 1 began with Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. Rhea Ripley wins by pinfall at 17 minutes and 5 seconds. Did the right person win, Superrus?
I think so. I think they needed to keep the belt on Rhea a little bit longer. I'm a huge Becky Lynch fan. I like Becky, but I don't think it was the right time to take the belt off Rhea. So to me, it was the right decision. What do you think?
I was going for Becky. I think I messaged you during this part of the match or while you were doing your live stream. I think I said Rhea's going to win, but I'm going for Becky. And Becky is my girl. I fell in love with her at NXT. I was upset she wasn't. I was upset she wasn't. She was the only 4-horsewoman that didn't win the NXT title before coming up to the main roster. I followed her as she floundered around until she became the man. And so it's like I got to go with her on this journey, and it's kind of similar to how I went with this journey with Bret Hart. He was my favorite as a tag team. Then he became my favorite Intercontinental Champion. I was like, oh, maybe one day he'll be world champion, and I got to grow with it too. So I'm here with W Vogs. Becky's my girl. I wish she would have won, but I get it. It's kind of if I'm an honest Becky fan, her time has passed. If I could be honest about it, her time has passed. She's not the top lady anymore. She had this brief period, at the end of WrestleMania 35, before WrestleMania 35 and following. COVID kind of put a damper on that. Becoming a mother kind of put a damper on that. Not that motherhood is anything to be sad about. Like that was her choice, and that was cool that she chose that. It kind of came at a period where she didn't get to become bigger and grow bigger, become this great superstar of all time, and so they reverted back to Charlotte being the man. But I think Rhea is it's her spot now. It's her world. It's her world, and all the other ladies are just living in it.
I think Rhea's possibly going to hold it until SummerSlam. I think maybe she drops it at SummerSlam.
No, Mike, it was not in two different locations. Me and Lady Prime were talking about this, that we thought, oh, man, what would it be like if it was in two different locations? But then you run into the problem of where do people travel because who's going to be wrestling and what location? And so they had it both nights in Philadelphia where the Eagles play, the Lincoln Financial Field. And so what it's become is because they have Friday night SmackDown, they have the Friday night Hall of Fame ceremony, they have Saturday night WrestleMania Saturday night, WrestleMania Sunday night, and then Monday Night Raw. It's basically just become this weekend celebration. And if, like you said, you're not a non-wrestling guy, but for the wrestling people, if you ever have the opportunity to go to WrestleMania, go well-rested and go to any indie show you can find. You're going to have a blast. It really is just a celebration of wrestling. I had the opportunity when we went to WrestleMania 32 in Dallas. I went to the 2 Ring of Honor shows, Supercard of Honor Night 1, Supercard of Honor Night 2, and then we went to WrestleMania. And we were exhausted after that weekend, but like I said, it's just a celebration of wrestling. It's really, really cool experience. So. DJ says agreed. Better 2 nights and great way to open night 1. Definitely. Bottom tier collector, love the topic. Good to see you, bottom tier. Hope you're doing well. Yes,
up,
definitely. I was a huge AJ fan for her wrestling abilities and for because she's hot. Christian did Neil on. Yeah, Neil and Mike definitely pay whatever Neil goes live. Mike, you always got my notifications. It's on. Fortnite guys going. Let's see. Asuka, how's she do? That's my love. Asuka was involved in a tag match night 1. Yes,
yeah, I think it's night 1. Yeah, the triple threat with Jade, Bianca, and Naomi.
Let's see. Bottom to collect. Don't feel bad, Mike. I've been so out of touch with WWE. I can name like 10 wrestlers on the roster now. That is one thing that is kind of hard for me to do, Russ, because when we were younger, everybody was older than us now, and we're now reaching the age where everybody is younger than us.
I know. What got me, man, is like
watching all these kids
finally retired. Because I was 11 years old in 1991 when I saw my first match with Sting, and now here I am in a couple months about to be 44, and Sting finally retired.
Still going at it strong. He was doing some crazy stuff this last year.
Yeah, his career was amazing, like all the way through, man.
It makes me sad that he was Crow Sting far longer than he was Surfer Sting, because Surfer Sting was so iconic to me.
I would have loved to have seen him come back for just one match as Surfer Sting, but it was cool. He had his kids out there. That was cool. Wolfpack Sting and Surfer Sting, that was awesome.
Definitely. Bottom tier collector, Crow Sting was my childhood. Go ahead.
At first, because when he come out on the stage, it was Surfer Sting.
Oh,
I thought, oh my God, dude, he went back to the old gimmick. Then it got the close up, and I was like, wait a minute, it looks like Sting, but it's not.
Mike says he went to WrestleMania 20, I think 20, the one in H-Town. Mike, are you talking about the one in 2009 or the one in 2001? Because you either went to WrestleMania 17 if you went in 2001, or you went to WrestleMania 25 if you went in 2009. Which, if you went to WrestleMania 25, you and I were both in the same building. And if you went to WrestleMania 17, you and I were in the same building. So we were close to meeting before we met on YouTube. Okay. Okay, so you said the right one won, Rhea winning. What'd you think about the match? And I know you gave reactions to it, at the time, but it's an opportunity for you and I to talk about it. So
overall, I thought it was a good match. Real solid. I would say if I was going to rate it out of 5, I'd rate it a 4.
Okay. Yeah, solid. And whenever I say 3, like a solid 3, like 3 on my scale is a phenomenal match. It's like 0 is the worst match you can have. 1 is a bad match. 2 is a slightly below average. 3 is a solid match. 4, I give it a 3 out of 5, just because my girl didn't win. Great way to start the show. Starting off with a title match. It's great that the opening match has become something more important than it used to be back in the day. WrestleMania 1, Tito Santana versus the Executioner opened the show. It's matches like that didn't matter. The Executioner was just some wrestler that they put in a mask. I think it was Buddy Rose or something like that. Playboy Buddy Rose. To where we are nowadays, where to open the show is like a big deal. It's a big deal to open the show. You want to get the crowd into it right away. So, y'all going to use the Dave Meltzer 7-star scale? No, none of these matches were in the Tokyo Dome, brother. All right.
Need to get Jim Cornette in here.
Oh, man alive. I did mark out over CM Punk saying he listens to Jim Cornette with the experience and the drive. Let's see. Match number 2 was the 6-pack tag team ladder match for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship, where both titles were on the line. We had A-Town Down, which is Austin Theory, Grayson Waller. The Awesome Truth, which was Miz and R-Truth. The Judgment Day, which was Finn Balor and Damian Priest. DIY, which is Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. The New Day, with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. And the New Catch Republic, which Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. This is the match that I'm surprised didn't open the show, just because they usually had the ladder matches open the show.
Yeah.
What'd you think about this one?
I thought it was an awesome match, man. A lot of great spots. I'm not too happy with one of the set of the winners.
The Awesome Truth. Were you upset with Awesome Truth?
No, I thought that was a good choice, but not a fan of Waller and Theory taking the SmackDown titles, man. I was really hoping to either see Gargano and Ciampa or Bate and Pete Dunne.
Let's see, that match lasted.
Those 4 guys, like ever since I first saw them in NXT, have been some of my favorites to watch, and just some of the phenomenal matches they've put on, either as single stars or as tag teams, have been incredible. And they deserve title runs. So I was a little bummed when one of them didn't get one of the sets. But other than that, I thought it was a fun match.
That match lasted 17 minutes and 25 seconds. Of course, after A-Town Down grabbed they won the SmackDown tag team titles because Damian Priest and was it Finn Balor had both belts. They decided they needed to put the tag belts on separate shows again. And so A-Town Down, Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller winning those SmackDown titles, which I'm an Austin Theory fan as a single. Yeah. I think the guy has a great future. I'm not such a Grayson Waller fan, but I get putting the tag team titles on them. That's fine. But I had a friend who was dead set on DIY and Awesome Truth winning the match because he wanted Regeneration X to all have the tag team titles. Yeah. So, let's see, DJ Wise. Match could have been a bit better. I think the way A-Town Down got it was bad. No one sort of stopping them. But, man, so happy that Truth finally got his WrestleMania moment. It was awesome. Yes, definitely awesome. Evil Mike says, Kofi Kingston used to be a super favorite of mine. Dude, Kofi does some amazing things. And it's cool to see that the New Day, they're probably on the Mount Rushmore of tag teams, WWE tag teams. And having the longest reign until the Usos took that from him. But
definitely. But
really cool seeing R-Truth win the titles. And because R-Truth winning the tag team title with The Miz We got that awesome moment on Monday Night Raw where Damian Priest is holding his title, Rhea Ripley's holding her title, and then R-Truth coming in the middle holding his title,
awesome.
celebrating.
Anytime R-Truth gets in the ring, man, it's a fun time.
Oh, for real, for real. Yes. White Mojo Wolf, good to see you. I think Awesome Truth will lose it quickly to DIY. I don't have a problem with that. As long as WWE actually has a tag team division, I will be happy. And I'm hoping that's something that the Triple H brings back.
Yeah.
I was a fan of tag team wrestling. I'm a fan of tag team wrestling, but it's not, hey, let's just put these guys in a tag team so we can have a title change. And then we'll put these guys in a tag team so we can have a title change. Let's have like teams that are legit teams. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Bottom tier collector. British Bulldogs belong on that Mount Rushmore. We'll do that stream one day. Next match up was Rey Mysterio and Andrade with Carlito, Cruz, Del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde and Zelina Vega. Of course, it was just Rey and Andrade teaming. They had their posse come with them. Defeated Santos Escobar and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Angel, Berto, Electra Lopez came out with the heels there. But that tag match, lasted 11 minutes and 5 seconds. Rey and Andrade getting the win over Escobar and Dominic. What did you think about this match?
I thought it was good. I feel like they could have done some more with it to set up some future stuff. But the overall match was good. Rey did a great job in the ring still. Like, for as long as he's been doing it, he's still, like, on top of his game, I feel like. But I don't like. I'm glad Rey got the win. His team got the win, but I thought some other stuff was going to happen and it didn't. And it's a little bit disappointed there. But the match itself was good.
Right. I think like this. I don't think there was a bad match at this WrestleMania at all. I don't think there was a bad match at all. I think everything was good. I will say night 2 probably had the worst match. This match felt like filler. I think the whole feud feels like filler. It's just kind of, hey, let's get all the Latino wrestlers and they'll be all together in this one storyline. Well, we'll let them do things on their own. But it was cool. I'm with Bottom Tier Collector. He liked Andrade and AEW. Never felt like he fit with the company, though. I agree with that. They just didn't utilize him right. It's really cool to have Andrade back. I think he's super talented. Really cool to see him team up with Rey, two legends from Mexico. You know, Andrade doesn't necessarily have that kind of stature here in the States yet, on par with Rey Mysterio, but that could happen. I was disappointed though that Dominic is kind of still stuck in this feud with his father, but hey, cool. I would have been happy with either one of these teams winning. Because I've always liked Santos Escobar. I was a fan of him when he was in Lucha Underground wrestling as King Cuerno. And I would always tell Lady Prime, I was always like, if WWE can get that guy, they'll make him a star. I thought he was the best of the Lucha Underground guys. So cool match. I would have been happy if the heels had won this just because I'm a huge Dirty Dom fan. I love Dominic Mysterio. Kenneth Bird, hello. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you.
Up, I feel like Dominic Mysterio's got a huge future in the company, man.
Let's see.
He's gonna do some big things.
Oh, and that nasty hair. Oh, he's got a terrible haircut. I love it. The guy's a heel all day. DJ Y says bad, but man, they made it fun and funny. Are we talking about the Lucha Guys tag team match? White Mojo Wolf says tag teams are a great way for guys stuck in the mid card to gain momentum. Oh yeah, I don't have the thing on right now.
Is it plugged in?
But no, I don't have the.
Oh, it's not plugged in.
Yeah. So if you need to put your phone on. Sorry, Lady Prime's over here now. Neil Collect says DIY, don't let Robin hear it. That's funny. Bottom tier, Andrade is a seriously talented wrestler. And White Mojo, isn't he married to Charlotte Flair? I believe so. They're still married, right, babe? Okay, there was some talk there that there was something going on, but I guess they've worked that out. 3 out of 5 on that match?
I would say it's fair. 3 out of 5.
Like I said, 3 out of 5 is solid. And if you can go to a solid show, it's fine. You know what I mean? Like a solid show is always a good thing.
I thought Carlito was going to turn heel. I really did, because when they first made the announcement that the newest member of LWO was going to be Ray's partner, and then Ray said Dragon Lee instead of Carlito, you could kind of see like a look in Carlito's eyes, like they were teasing maybe he's going to flip on Ray. And then all of a sudden they replaced Dragon Lee with Andrade, and Carlito's still not in the match. So I thought more was going to happen at the end there, like with that, set up a feud with Carlito, because I want to see I want to see Carlito do some matches, man. He still hasn't.
Lady Prime is a more fan of Carlito now than ever. She's what he said. He looks better, older,
Way much.
and like he has a better body and everything. Yes.
Yeah.
DJ White says, no, sorry, no, I jumped the gun on that comment. And man, look at Dom. Started bad, but man, he is almost a super heel. Oh yeah, he just can walk in, and I thought he had the greatest entrance of all time at last year's WrestleMania. Because he was a convict, you know.
Like
like
the Rey Mysterio Jr. mask coming out with the prison truck.
So good, so good. White Mojo Wolf, Triple H is the king of subtle storytelling. Even The Rock talking to Cody last night hinted at a lot. I bet. Yes, definitely. I thought that was a great little moment. I thought the whole exchange between Rock and Cody was great. Just to build up, like, man, like I want to see that match now.
I don't know, man. Like it felt really weird when Rock was like, "Can I hold that belt?" And Cody was like, "Can I hold yours?" That felt like such an awkward little segment. It kind of took me out of it for a minute. I'm like, what's about to happen here?
I think it was. I don't know. I thought it was great because it's like the tension. Who's going to be the first guy to punch who, or like when's The Rock going to punch Cody? So I didn't mind it. I think they just give the visual of The Rock being champion a little tease. Bottom tier collector, why won't they get Chavo to manage the LWO? Pay some homage on that. I don't know what Chavo's doing nowadays. Is he still working on that TV show Heels, helping them?
I'm not sure, man. I haven't seen anything from Chavo in a long time.
Chavo?
Yeah, what's he do?
Like a lot of training?
Oh, Lady Prime says Chavo's doing a lot of training. So.
Okay.
DJ Wise, yes, it did. SummerSlam match, yes, that's where I want that match to take place. That could main event SummerSlam. Lady Prime says, hi, everyone, but Russ. Parentheses, he knows. Neil Collect says, if you're over 50, Lady Prime will like you. Lady Prime says, just kidding. Hi, Russ. Hi, Bottom Tier Collector. Oh, Heels was canceled? Oh, man, that's too bad. I never saw it, but it's one of those shows that I have on the back burner that I want to eventually build up to. So, did Russ freeze? Oh, Russ froze. How long should I leave his smile there? You, Lady Prime, you jinxed Russ. Let's see. Let me let him give a chance to get his DJ Wise. I think Heels was a decent, great show. like I said, it's one of the shows I have that I will build up and eventually watch. Next match was Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso, 11 minutes and 5 seconds of. I'm biased. I like Stephen Amell. I liked him wrestling in AEW, wrestling at the All In show. Thought that was great. The Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso match. I don't think there was any bad matches on the show, but if I was disappointed with any match, it was this one. I thought it should have been bigger. Do you agree, Lady Prime? Jimmy versus Jey?
Yeah, I think it should have. I don't know if maybe it was like a too late. Like they should have been.
Because he interfered in the title match at SummerSlam. That's like 9 months ago or however many months ago. That was a long time to build to a match, and so I don't feel the delivery for the build was there. But that is a match or a feud that can continue on down the line. So that may be where the better match comes. I don't know. It's just if they were going to cut time in any match, they should have cut time in the tag team ladder match. Give more time to Jimmy and Jey. But here's my thing. I don't think Jimmy is the worker that Jey is. I think Jey is better in the ring. And so I don't know. I don't know if Jimmy as a singles could deliver. Maybe that's what's up. All right, thank you, sir.
My internet cut out on me. I think
Well,
Lady Prime cursed me.
That's what I was saying.
I
DJ
was
Wise
about to diss Chris Jericho and my internet just bottomed out.
DJ Wise says that bro versus bro match should have been so much better. What do you think, Russ? They only gave him they only gave him 11 minutes.
I feel like that definitely could have been a lot better. They could have done so much more with it. Like the promo they did leading up to it was fantastic. But then the match itself felt just a little bit flat, I feel like.
I couldn't hear you,
Lady
Lady Prime.
Up, it could have been so much better.
Lady Prime says if any match should have had interference in it, it should have been that match. So I could see it. Like I said, I don't think it was a bad.
I thought for sure Rikishi would like show up or something at the end, come out and try to like reconcile the brothers or something. But I don't know, man. I feel like they missed an opportunity there.
DJ Wise says it was a Young Bucks match. It was just a super kick match.
Yeah, super kick party.
Bottom Tier Collector says 11 minutes for the Usos. They're one of the faces of the company. I agree.
Yeah.
That's where I say I don't think that
that one like running, jumping like Chuck Norris like super kick he did was awesome.
I don't think that match lived up to it. Like I said, I don't think it was bad. If I was disappointed with one match, that was it. It was fine. Once again, a solid match. But this is probably a 2 out of 5. This is a 2 out of 5.
I would go.
It just needed.
I would say like a 2.5 or something.
It just needed more for that story. That story deserved more. Jimmy cost Jay the title at SummerSlam when Jay had Roman beat. There should have been. But the story also is that Jay doesn't necessarily want to fight Jimmy, right? So if they can progress, let's say it goes on 2 or 3 more pay-per-views where they just have it a feud and build it up. Okay, then I understand starting it here. So this one is to be determined fully for me, but as it stands, 2 out of 5. I just thought it was a little bit of a letdown.
Should if they keep the feud going, it should end in a Hell in a Cell match, I think.
Something. Right, and that's what I'm saying. If they could build the feud where this stipulation's added, then this stipulation's added, then this stipulation's added, yes, definitely. Neil says can't hear Lady Prime's comments. That's good. She's louder on Saturday morning. Bottom Tier Collector. Usos are always a super kick match like the Young Bucks. Bottom Tier Collector. Bring back hardcore wrestling and let those two literally beat the snot out of each other. We're headed back to a WWE with more of an edge. I think that's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Alrighty. The next match was Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi defeating Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane by pinfall at 8 minutes and 5 seconds. This is another match that I feel like was filler, but it's fine. It's fine.
Like if I could have changed one thing with that match, I would have made it a tag team instead of a triple threat, so they could have put the women's tag titles on the line. That's like the only thing I would have changed there.
I think the reason for the 6-man match or 6-woman match, Jade's still a little green. Jade could get by on AEW TV, but this is the show of shows. All this was to protect Jade and to make Jade look like a stud, which she's got the look. She definitely has the look. Yeah. She needs to be playing Storm in an X-Men movie.
Absolutely.
And her confidence is sexy. You know what I'm saying? Man, if anybody looks like a professional, like a woman's professional wrestler, it's Jade. So this whole match was Jade getting over, Jade looking like a stud. It worked.
Yeah.
Neil Collect says, yes, I heard a lot of the language coming from The Rock Mojo. Yeah, Mojo says, I think they will get there. The Rock dropped multiple F-bombs last night. Yes, once again, they're getting closer and closer to that harder edge. DJ Wise.
Netflix, it's going to be insane, probably.
DJ Wise has to head out. Wish I could continue, but got to go. Glad we enjoyed the weekend and can't wait to watch more from both of you and maybe want to join one day. Yeah, it's definitely DJ Wise. Well, like I said, we'll try to put something together. I know you being on the West Coast and me being a morning person makes it a little hard, but at some point we'll figure something out.
Have a good one, DJ.
Bottom tier, if they end the PGA era, I might get on board. Which, like I said, I think it's moving that way.
It's pretty much over, I think.
Yeah. What were we gonna say, Lady Prime?
Stream about wrestling.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Next up, Sami Zayn defeats Gunther by pinfall. 15 minutes and 30 seconds. Singles match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Mike says, huge following of wrestling. Our kids, how does that work?
John Cena.
I think they're kind of doing it the way they did it for the Attitude Era. The fans that they focused on during the PG era are now young adults. And so, hey, let's cater to that crowd that we built up there. Like the Attitude Era, they carried it to the kids that they had late 80s, early 90s during the new generation. And then those guys became adults, became older teenagers, and they grew with the times. I think we're going to have a situation like that. I don't think it's going to be as bad as the Attitude Era, but I think we're headed to another period of time like that.
So that just makes me feel old, man, because I've been a fan since RoboCop came out with Sting.
Broke the bars.
Yeah. It's Shockmaster falling through the wall. So
did you see that live?
Yeah.
Oh man, I just saw that years and years later. I wish I had seen that live. So awesome. White Mojo Wolf
Stormtrooper helmet. What is happening?
White Mojo Wolf says he remembers as a kid having to watch SmackDown instead of Raw because it was so raunchy. That's crazy. I knew some people that were like that. Lady Prime wants Ollie to see a bra and panties match.
Hey, just go get a PlayStation 2 and here comes the pain. They've had those matches in that game. But
Neil Collect said he watched the Gunther fight. It was good, and he was happy with the result.
The match was amazing, but I'm not happy with the finish.
Evil Mike says they're pretty much in bra and panties already. Neil says he doesn't like Gunther's funny head. What I've noticed with Gunther is his nose seems even more pointier than it used to be as his body continues to shape.
Yeah.
White Mojo Wolf going way back to Survivor Series 1990 with the big chicken, the turkey hatching. This is the match that I was surprised with the result. I was kind of shocked. I liked the story they told. I liked that they involved Sammy's wife, making it feel like it's just that much more important. I love that. Yeah. I like the result. I'm just surprised that they went with it, ending a long title reign, knowing that the next night they're going to end another long title reign. Maybe they were trying to swerve the longtime fans like me, think that the guys that would think, oh, they're not going to have both long reigns end on the same weekend. Maybe that's what they were going for. So you thought Reigns was there was a chance Reigns was still going to win. Yeah. All right. Bottom tier collector. Gunther triggers me so bad. I don't know why. I've only ever seen his WrestleMania 20, his WrestleMania 39 match. Gunther's fantastic. His matches with Pete Dunne, some great stuff.
You get a chance, go watch some of those NXT UK matches.
What's up, Lady Prime?
His matches with Sheamus.
Oh yeah. Well, last year the match that Bottom Tier's talking about was Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, and Gunther. That was just like this hard-hitting match. A lot of people think that was the match of the year for 2023.
Yeah, that match was awesome.
All right, and then
when Sheamus comes back, I want to see him hold that Intercontinental title at least one reign.
Sheamus is a guy that I just don't like him. I don't like him, but then he'll do a lot of things that I'm like, man, I'm despite myself, I'm liking Sheamus. He had a match during that series with matches with it's Claudio, but what was it? Cesaro at the time. Like, I was just not a Sheamus fan, and he won me over during that. And then the tag team,
Then
The
they put
Bar.
them together.
Oh, that tag team was
That
great.
was a
Like,
great tag
But
team.
here's the thing: is also Cesaro. Any tag team you put him in, is freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, that's
He's
the-
over.
that's the problem with Cesaro, is that he's a guy that you put him with the tag team and they'll be great.
He can
Yeah.
he can work with
I
anybody.
mean, I was so upset when like Cesaro first left WWE, man. I feel like they missed the opportunity by not putting a big title on him.
Oh, and he got that title shot against Roman, didn't he? Right after WrestleMania 37.
I think so.
I think he headlined the pay-per-view. So, like Sheamus, when he did the brogue kick, then they neutered him. Okay, and then night one ended with the Bloodline, The Rock and Roman Reigns defeating Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins by pinfall at 44 minutes and 35 seconds. That does not include about the 30-minute intro for that match.
Yeah, I
They
know,
did,
man.
they did the long video, then they did the long intros, which I knew. I was like, despite the long intros, I was like, tomorrow they're going to do their special intros. So you have Cody came out with the mask or whatever. But it's still this long, drawn-out intros. Nothing at all. It made that match feel huge. Made it feel important.
Yeah, the Rock's intro was incredible, man. I'll give Rock's intro a 10.
The only thing I wish that The Rock had is that they didn't do that intro to his song where they play like his regular theme. Just give me the Hollywood theme, because that when it's the slowed down version is like peak Rock for me. The 2003 Rock, when he was Hollywood Rock and he came out with the spotlight and the slow theme. I loved it. So thankful for the fans wanting Cody back in that spot, that we got heel Rock again, because heel Rock is solid gold.
Definitely.
44 minutes and 35 seconds. Did that match go too long?
I don't think so, man. I think it was pretty much perfect, man. And The Rock, I was not a fan of him going into that match, man. I thought he was going to do one clothesline and be completely gassed and looking for oxygen. But he surprised me, man. He impressed me. He still went.
Yeah, I loved the tag team match. I didn't know what to think about the tag team match, because usually when you get singles in a tag team match, it reverts to like a Raw tag team match where it's just all action, but not necessarily storytelling. I thought that match had a lot of storytelling. I really, really enjoyed that match. Main event, both main events delivered, but the tag team match, fantastic. There was a lot in it that I enjoyed. Bottom Tier Collector says that was such a setup for Cody winning the title. I agree. Neil says Seth Rollins with a hat on his shoulder. I want his hat.
Yeah. I don't know. That's one thing I feel like they missed the opportunity on, man. You know how Seth, when he fought Cody at Mania, he came out in the dusty polka dots. When he fought Roman, he came out in the Shield gear. I really wanted to see Seth come out in like the debut Rocky Maivia gear with the long blue tassel. Like, I feel like they missed such an opportunity there, not having Seth come out dressed like Rocky Maivia.
Dude, and it would have fit his personality and his persona. Man, that's genius.
That would have been like,
and he could have did his hairstyle the same way too. Oh man, that definitely was a missed opportunity. White Mojo Wolf agrees that it was good. He didn't think it went too long. He thought it was good. So yeah. Bottom tier, Jabroni Rock with that colorful vest and shades is my favorite era. Does The Rock have like an Elvis vibe going on? Like the collar was a little high on it. The pants were like, real kind of bell bottoms. I dug it. He's definitely the king. I love the idea of him calling himself the final boss. That's great. It's good stuff. Yeah, take the mic, dust it off real nice, nice and shiny, turn it sideways. Overall, night one of WrestleMania, what'd you think?
What? You're asking what I think?
Yeah, overall night one WrestleMania.
I would give it a solid B+.
B+. It's
Overall.
good. Lady Prime? I know you're not on camera, but your thoughts?
I really enjoyed night one. There were some complaints I have about the last match, the tag team match.
Oh, you complaining about that main event?
Like just little things like
okay.
storytelling.
Gotcha. Okay.
The whole crime, the drinks. I felt like they were getting frustrated because they were slipping on that. Like with the Rock, there's no sing along with the Rock. When he was doing the people's elbow, I wanted him to flick.
Oh, gotcha.
Instead of him,
I thought I'm with you. Night 1, B plus, B plus, B plus, B minus, somewhere around there. Once again, solid show. It's all you can ask for because the big time shows can always go one way or the other. And WrestleMania's, like you think about WrestleMania 27, a flatter WrestleMania. I thought WrestleMania 33, one of the ones that was in New Orleans or something. No, it's not that one. One of the ones that was in Florida, a little flat. I thought Night 1 hit it out of the ballpark. Can't be the belle of the ball Night 1. Right. You couldn't. Okay, so in structuring the show, you can't have Night 1 outshine Night 2. So it's like you have to hold back a little bit, like a bottom tier collector saying, it's like so. But they did the job. They made me want to come back, and I think in the future, it might be wise. Fanboy, you have some static like Saturday. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Neil, do I still have static now? Oh, I have it there? Very faint, but it's there. I'm not sure why that's going like that. Let me see. Still there? Mike doesn't hear anything.
Yeah.
Neil says it's very faint. Hold on one second. Is it still there now? Is it still there? See, when I put Russ on mute. Even Mike says he thinks it's feedback when you talk. I don't know. Bottom tier says it sounds like vintage AM radio. Talk show doesn't bother me. Okay. Robin says no. I don't know what the no meant. All right, let's see.
Oh man, when they hit that double pedigree, man, I thought Rollins and Cody was going to win the tag match.
Yeah, there was a few times when Roman did he spear Rock or something like that. I was like, okay, this is when the match ends. Yeah. This is going to set up Roman and Rock to go at it. But I thought the right team won because you needed to stack the odds. Yeah. The odds had to be. It was going to be Cody against all odds. So I liked it. Night 1 was good. Night 1 was a solid show. Hey, Carmen's Crafts. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Always a fan of the icon with the Grinch there. Digging that.
Awesome.
Says there's an echo now. Try with your headphones. Your phone. I don't know. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Never mind. I didn't know if I was picking up your sound. Robin says her surgery went good. I stayed in the hospital one night and I'm home now. Well, that's good, Robin. What surprised me though is that they announced there were still tickets for night 2 during night 1. I was kind of surprised.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so me and my cousin were texting each other. We're like, can we do it? Can we make it in time? All right. Mike says it sounds fine, so we'll just have to keep going. Night 2 began with Drew McIntyre versus Drew McIntyre defeated Seth freaking Rollins by pinfall. 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Did I message you before this match? I know I messaged my cousin saying that I thought Drew should just dominate this match.
No, I don't think so.
And even Mike, how much were the tickets? I don't remember. It was probably in the nosebleed, so you probably could have got it for $50, $60 maybe. I thought Drew should have just come in and dominated this match because Rollins took such a beating the night before. And
I know, like when they opened
pretty much
straight up, with the Claymore, I thought that was going to be it. I thought it was going to be like a Sheamus Daniel Bryan match, just over. I was like, oh God, they're going to end it that fast.
I would have been a little upset if it ended like that, just because Rollins is a great worker. So,
And Rollins, Rollins just kicking out of every finish Drew put on. I thought, man, Rollins is going to retain.
White Mojo Wolf says, I figured Priest would cash in at some point. Yeah, that was the thing. Was Priest going to cash in during the match and make it a triple threat at some point? Was he going to wait till the end? So the threat of Priest cashing in led me to think that Rollins still had a chance to win, and he was going to be exhausted from wrestling the night before, exhausted from beating Drew again, and then Priest would cash in on Rollins. But I love the idea, Drew getting the win, Drew dominating that match, Drew, like I said, tweeting during the match that it was a light day at work or an easy day at work, Drew celebrating with his wife, because then you think, okay, that's how the match is going to end, or is his wife or his girlfriend, whatever, wife. And so, this was Drew's moment. Then he's going to go and rub it in CM Punk's face. And I'm telling you that I cannot wait for that feud to start. They're doing good job. The trash talk between the two of them was great. And, yes, CM Punk, taking out Drew, knocking him out on that table, whatever it was, and then Priest coming to cash in, hitting him with the briefcase. I think it was the whole segment, or whatever you want to call it, the first match segment, whatever, from Rollins and Drew wrestling to Priest cashing in on Drew. Perfect. I loved it. I loved CM Punk calling Rollins a what do you call him? Look at this goof. Look at this goof when he's coming to the ring. I like that potential feud is still there. So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, it's like I said earlier, man. When Drew won that match and was celebrating, and there wasn't Priest music didn't hit yet, I started thinking they're gonna save the cash in for the Cody match in the main event.
Dude, I think
are they really gonna do that?
I think the fans would have
tripping for a minute. I'm like, no, man. And then of course Drew went and taunted CM Punk and got messed up. Then the Priest music hit. But I had me thinking for a good few minutes, man, that they were going to save the cash in for Cody's match.
I think the fans would have trashed the ring the way they did the night. The way the night Hulk Hogan broke your heart.
Quality riot.
So that match was 10 minutes, 30 seconds. Usually you think your title match is going to go much longer, but it made sense story-wise because Rollins was hurt. Rollins was out of shape. Rollins was beat up from the night before. Right guy won that match. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of Damian Priest, I'm okay with the cash in, the title change. It was something. It was a moment. It was a WrestleMania moment for sure, and those fans got to enjoy that. That match officially came in at 9 seconds for Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. The next match was the Pride, which is Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford. They were accompanied by B-Fab, defeating the Final Testament, Karrion Kross, Akam, and Rezar with Scarlett and Paul Ellering. That match was 8 minutes and 35 seconds. It was a Philadelphia street fight. Bubba Ray Dudley was a special guest referee. This is the one match that I just thought was subpar.
Yeah, I got to be honest, man. I missed most of that match because that's
you were
where
fighting
I
with your internet.
Break, and I went and I made me a turkey and cheese sandwich right quick. And by the time I come back, the match was wrapping up.
Yeah,
so I missed most of that match.
It's not guys I necessarily care about, or Bobby Lashley. I like him as a champion, a singles champion. It's just I'm not the hugest fan of all involved. Although I do like the AOP as a tag team. I think they would have been better served in the ladder match, being your rough house guys. Everybody up.
Yeah.
So this was the match I was least looking forward to. I didn't really care about. This is like a 2 out of 5 for sure. Just I don't know. I think Karrion Kross has lost some of that. Well, he's lost a lot of his momentum that he had in NXT.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't
think
know.
they just let him flounder for too long. I don't know if they could like make him a main event dude. I really don't. I think he's going to be just a mid carder.
Yeah, and I can't
for
see
his
him going
whole
further than that.
career.
However, though, Scarlett Bordeaux,
You're his number. I mean, her number one.
Be careful, man.
man. Oh, let me hold on. Whew. Oh,
You
man.
wouldn't have known who she was if it wasn't for me.
I saw her in Ring of Honor back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Man. But yeah. I a 10 out of 5 for the outfit she was wearing.
I'm the one who has great taste in women.
Neil Collect says, did y'all all see the Macho Man Randy Savage look-alike in the audience?
Yes.
You pointed out
so.
that night 2 he was the Macho King and he had the crown, and you pointed out that you want that crown.
Yeah, I've been trying to look
So,
for it online.
Lady Prime's a Macho Man fan, so. Bottom tier collector, Lashley is so tired and old, in my opinion, ran his course the first time on WWE/ECW. I was a fan a few years ago when Lashley was feuding with Drew. I thought they were a good matchup. I thought that was a good big man, if you want to count Drew as a big man match. Good feud. I thought it was real cool seeing Lashley fulfill his destiny and become a WWE champion. White Mojo Wolf says he did see the Macho Man look-alike in the audience. He was Macho Man Night 1 and Macho King Night 2. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The next match, and this is the one bottom tier collector was waiting for. LA Knight defeated AJ Styles by pinfall. That match ran 12 minutes and 25 seconds. Did the right guy win, Superrus?
I think so. I think LA Knight needed that win at WrestleMania a lot more than AJ Styles. AJ Styles is established. He's been established for years. He didn't need that win. So definitely LA Knight, man, that was the right choice.
This is exactly the same conversation myself and Lady Prime had during the match. Like, I'm a huge AJ Styles fan.
Yeah.
LA Knight, I like them better. I like Eli Drake a lot more than I like LA Knight. But
really?
Yeah, I love them in TNA, and well, he's the same guy, but I think he needs the Eli Drake name better. White Mojo Wolf says yes, right guy won. Soccer Mom won WrestleMania before. Bottom tier collector, let me talk to you. Fanboy Prime looks better without the headphones. Well, thank you, Robin. Lady Prime is giving you the evil eye right now.
No, I'm not.
But no, but right before the match, because like I said, really big AJ Styles fan, but me and Lady Prime were talking about it. That AJ Styles is established. He can be thrown in the main event picture tomorrow. He's a legend already. LA Knight needed that kind of win.
But it's not even that. It's if you're a wrestling fan and you know how long he's been trying to get in the business, getting his foot in, and just
You talking about LA Knight?
Yeah.
Yeah, how long he struggled to get to this point,
like
to have his WrestleMania moment.
He wasn't tough enough. He's been in like all these reality shows. He was on actually one of the Rock's reality shows. It was like that double. Just, and you know he's good. You know he has it, and then here he is. He has the Batista effect. Doesn't get, recognized until he's already an older guy.
Gotcha. No, I thought it was a good match. I liked the matchup. It was the biggest match in TNA history.
Yeah.
Eli Drake and AJ Styles wrestling. It's funny because when Cody and CM Punk eventually wrestle, it's going to be the biggest match in AEW history on a WWE show. That's what his name was, Max Dupree.
Oh yeah.
My Mojo Wolf has said it, Max Dupree.
Horrible.
Yes, the Maximum Male Models or whatever it was, something like that, right? So thank you, White Mojo. We were trying to figure that out all Sunday, what his name was before, but I'm with Bottom Tier Collector. Needs to go back to Eli Drake. LA Knight is too gimmicky of a name. Gimmicky.
I did not like him as Max Dupree because I knew that he was awesome all on his own, and I've been rooting for the guy since day one, and then of course at the time Vince was still in charge, and I felt like Vince wanted him to fail, just like Elias. He didn't want Elias to get over. Ugh.
Elias is my guy.
But anyways,
Vince just crushed so many people that could have been great talent to the WWE. It's crazy.
All right, the next match was Logan Paul, U.S. champion, defeated Kevin Owens and Randy Orton by pinfall, and I don't remember who he pinned. Is it Owens? The triple threat match for the United States title. That match went 17 minutes and 40 seconds.
Oh.
Superrus 9000. Was this the match of the night?
I was a fan of the match and everything that happened except the finish. I don't like Logan Paul, man. I respect his in-ring ability. He showed me a lot. He impressed me with what he can do in the ring and how quickly he took to it. But as a person, I don't like him.
Agree.
I wish
It
Kevin
makes it
Owens would have
hard.
won that match.
He's like a top 10 wrestler in the world, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get why everybody doesn't like him. Like, I get it, but he's so good in the ring. Bottom tier collector. Since I saw Eli Drake in NWA when Billy Corgan resurrected NWA on YouTube, I've been in his corner. Really underrated on the mic. I think he could carry the company as a babyface, on a babyface title reign. Possibly. I thought the right guy won. I think you need to keep that title on Logan Paul as long as possible. But
I think the only reason they kept it on him is because of the sponsorship with Prime. That's like they got this logo in the middle of the ring. They're not going to take the belt off.
The guy brings in money and can't.
The dude bought the championship with his Prime money.
I don't care. The guy has great matches. I want him to be a world champion before it's all said and done. Lady Prime, I have some Grease trading cards I'm going to send you. I have a load of doubles. I'm sending you some and Robin. I hope you open them before Christmas. Bottom tier collector, Logan Paul has a belt. I'm going to pass out. No, trust me. Logan Paul is like, if I gave you
his in-ring ability is great.
If I had to give you 5 wrestlers that you could build a company with and it would be successful, like just based on their talent, based on his presence, he's one of them. He's a top 5 wrestler in the world.
Just as a human being, I can't stand him. But as a wrestler, I can respect his ability.
Definitely. Bailey defeated Io Sky by pinfall, 14 minutes and 20 seconds. This was the singles match for the WWE Women's Championship, whereas the Rhea Ripley Becky Lynch match was for the Women's World Championship. I think the right person won. Bailey is a far bigger superstar than Io Sky is. I thought Io Sky, because of the language barrier, wasn't perhaps the champion she should have been.
But that's like saying that you wouldn't have wanted Shinsuke Nakamura to be champion.
No, I'm just saying that if you have a champion like that, you've got to put someone there, which Bailey was the person. You got to have him. You got to have a good mouthpiece with him. And I don't think they did right by Io.
I like Io. I like her music. I think it's cool.
I think Io Sky was a better NXT champion than she was the women's champion.
I liked that women's match more than the Rhea Ripley and Becky. But I'm not saying that I don't like them. I love Becky. I love Rhea Ripley. I've been watching her when she was doing the Mae Young Classics. But I just thought it was a better match.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that because she had mentioned that. Did you think the Bailey Io Sky match was better than the Rhea and Becky match?
I thought so, yeah. Like I love Bailey. I'm a huge Bailey fan. I have been since like the NXT and the Bailey Buddy days. I was really hoping she was going to come out with her old theme song.
That's so funny.
My cousin said the same thing. He said the same thing.
I really wanted to hear that old theme back, man.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. But
tell him what your cousin said. What your cousin used to do every time he saw Bailey.
Oh, my cousin. Every time he used to watch Bailey wrestle in NXT, she would make him cry. He'd have tears in his eyes when he would watch her. He didn't like to see her get hurt. He just like the story, the character just moved him so much.
Yeah. I thought, I don't know if you know who Izzy Moreno is. She was a Bailey fan back when Bailey was in NXT.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Now
she actually became a wrestler on the independent scene. And I remember like several months ago seeing a tweet where she said she would back up Bailey if Damage Control got involved or something. She would like. So I thought maybe she would show up and kind of transition into NXT and eventually Raw or SmackDown, but no, she wasn't.
They'll do something like that because there was that big old interaction. I forget, it was one of the takeovers. It was Bailey versus Sasha, and then Sasha went up to her and took her headband and like threw it or something like that.
I
Yeah.
think that was so cool. Like she started as a fan and then she actually became a wrestler. That's awesome.
Yeah.
She was at the Houston takeover we went to.
Yeah, we've seen her when she was younger.
And my cousin's the one that pointed out to her, but she was like had a mob of fans around her. Like it was crazy. Bottom tier collector, I'll give Logan Paul elite heel status because he garnered such a triggered reaction from me. That's it. Dude, he is an elite heel. No collects, if Logan Paul can be a wrestler, why can't I? I could have a mixed match with me and Alexa Bliss in some mud. Bottom tier collector, I watched NXT back then. I couldn't stand Free Hugs Bailey.
Oh,
man,
really?
that was the golden age of NXT. Like I've missed those days so much. Those takeovers were
like
magic.
that first match. Well, not first match, but that Cesaro and Sami Zayn.
Yeah, that's what sold me on NXT.
Yeah.
Like I'm not as much as a Sami Zayn fan now,
As you were
but
at
as was
NXT.
when he was in NXT.
There were so many great matches, man. In NXT, like one of the ones that stood out to me was when Nakamura first came back in, and that match that he had with Sammy in NXT. That was a 5-star match, easy.
I don't like to talk about that match. I don't like to talk about that match because it was in. I don't like to talk about that match because it was in Dallas and we couldn't get tickets to that show.
Oh,
that's why we went to Supercard of Honor Night 1 while my cousins went to that NXT. And so, like, jokingly, we always fight with each. I have a cousin named Jay, and we're always. I always tell him that he did not see the best match that night that we did, but I know I'm wrong because that, like you said, 5-star match.
Yeah.
If you want to show somebody a match and you want to tell them why you used to love NXT, you pop that match on. You said, "This is why. Just watch it. Just watch it." And that's why I loved NXT.
To me, for so long, back when I had cable and I could like watch all that stuff, NXT to me like always seemed to outshine Raw and SmackDown.
It did.
Yeah, it did.
I'd never really watched it when it was FCW, but I have gone back to watch some of that stuff. It's crazy that what everybody wanted for so long because they loved the way Triple H ran NXT that now we're kind of seeing that take place. So we'll see.
During that time, people will not forget, but so Triple H is what helped start that women's revolution, because it was Emma versus Paige. That's where it really started, and people will say, "It was the Bellas." Sorry, I'm tapping
shaking
that. But it wasn't. It wasn't. It was also credit to AJ Lee, but whatever. I digress. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna get off on a
Emma, man. Emma was awesome in NXT.
She was a good wrestler.
What is her name? Like when she was in TNA?
Tenalia Dashwood.
There you go. Tenille Dashwood or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fan of hers too. And then the 7th match
that a couple times and then just never done anything with it.
Oh yeah, I know. I don't know. I don't know if it's maybe it's I don't know. Is it her commitment to wrestling and she just
No, it was there was that time when I was about to tap the thing. There was that time when they were gonna bring her back. I guess she was hurt or something, and then they were gonna make her be like a sexy wrestler, and that wasn't what she was trying to do.
Emelina thing.
Yeah, exactly. And then she comes out and then she goes, "I'll be making my debut next week." And then she comes back as who she was before. She was already like not doing the dance. Sorry,
I think that's when she first came back as a heel, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sprite. Alrighty. And then the last match of WrestleMania Night 2, the main event, the match of matches. Cody Rhodes defeated Roman Reigns. 33 minutes, 25 seconds. Bloodline rules match for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, even though there's another title, but it's undisputed. What did you think?
Oh, man. That match hit on every single aspect for me, man. It kept me on the edge a few times with some of the false finishes. Like after the Samoan Spike Spear combo, I thought, man, they're gonna do it again. They're gonna keep it on Roman. that match had me on edge, man. I was sitting there watching it, and when Cody finally got the win, I was like, yeah. I was like doing reactions and nobody was watching.
You should go.
She's gonna talk bad about it. The only thing that upset me about that match is that I was fine with the Jimmy and Jay interference, but then it's like Solo Sikoa comes in and interferes. Oh, here's Cena. Oh, here's Rock.
Yeah, they
No,
kept bringing everybody.
No, when you hear the Shield music, you're like, whoa.
Oh,
yeah. Oh man, like for just a minute. For just a minute, I thought maybe Dean Ambrose,
dude,
John
there's
Moxley,
three
maybe
different
he
people
was gonna pop up.
Said the same thing.
Like that got me. I was like, what? The Shield? But then you all of a sudden you see the back of Seth. He gets hit in the back with the chair by by Roman, and then like you don't even see Seth. Ollie, be careful. You don't even see Seth. Like
this is 4 people now. I thought Moxley was like there's 4 people that thought that.
I'm like, why did Seth come back out in the Shield gear? I don't. When I heard that music, I thought, oh my God, Mox is here, man.
And then I felt like they didn't show Seth, and then I felt like it was this is me just jumping the gun, like foreshadowing, like he's not going to be, they're not going to make Seth as important anymore because they weren't showcasing him. And then just to keep like, okay, I love the Undertaker. The Undertaker is the one who got me into wrestling. Like that was my guy. Like what started my love for wrestling. Like I see I got the earpiece in. See that, and I'm like, okay, that's just too much. I felt like there was too much after that.
The interference.
I
thought it took away from Cody's moment.
Yes, and that's a big thing. It took away from his moment.
Because then he won right after all that happened. He won. It's like it should have been a little bit longer, but it's fine, dude. Like I said earlier, it was a celebration of wrestling. Yeah. It was a celebration.
After Cena came out, I thought for sure it was going to be Stone Cold because they teased that.
That's the only thing we're missing is the broken glass.
And then that Undertaker, like the dong hit, and I was like, because I was not expecting Undertaker, so that one threw me. So that one surprised me.
But had it been Stone Cold and you hear the glass,
it would have been. It would have been a much bigger pop if it would have been Austin.
It would have, and then knowing like the feud, like their longtime feud or whatever, like would have. I think people would have been like crying, like tears, like babies, like.
Stone Cold had too many Steve Weisers and he passed out in the back in Vince's old office.
That's what we're gonna tell ourselves to be like. That's why he wasn't there.
I'm kind of with White Mojo. Stone Cold would have overshadowed it more, but
I mean,
it was already overshadowed at that point. If that's the ending you wanted to take, but
it's like
shoulda, woulda,
after
coulda.
Undertaker, I'm like, who else are they gonna bring? Is
I texted my cousin and I was like, we're waiting for Hogan and Austin at this point. Like, it's like
Kevin Nash come out with the torn quad.
Oh man. It felt as ridiculous as it did during the Sting Triple H match at 31.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't necessary.
I'm still upset about that match, man. I'm still mad they didn't give Sting the win at that event.
White Mojo, Uncle Howdy should have randomly popped in as the Fiend instead of Undertaker.
But in all honesty, I would have been just fine if it was just the Bloodline that had interfered and that was it. Maybe.
Well, the one thought I had is that it was going to be the Bloodline interfering, and then everybody that Roman had defeated during his title reign was going to come out and help Cody. It's kind of what I thought. You could have had Cena, you would have had Rollins, you would have had Sami Zayn, you would have had Kevin Owens, like chase the Bloodline off and left it as a one-on-one. So the only thing I can say, despite all that interference, is they did not let. I don't think Roman took any beating from anybody that interfered. I don't think Roman. No one gave Roman any of the moves. I think it was because Cena gave the attitude adjustment to Solo, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't think so. Roman didn't take a beating, but Cody took a beating from Solo, and Cody got the Rock or whatever. So Cody defeated Roman without any help. If you need another selling point, I don't know. It just felt really, really weird. But then again, like I said, all weekend was about the new direction they're heading. To me, it was We're gonna have a celebration of WWF, the history and everything in this match. So it was fun. Just we're all fans and we all book it in our head how we think it should go.
We're all bookers.
Yeah.
We're all bookers. That's
definitely.
about wrestling is we think we know it all. We think we know it all, or
Bottom tier collector.
But we're
Attitude
just
adjustment. It's
invested.
the FU. Yeah, we're just
we're
invested.
just invested. We want, you know what I mean? We're still little kids trying to live out our dreams of our wrestlers, you know, that it should have been this and this. We're all like, we've all done it. We've been doing it since we were
Yeah,
kids. And
definitely.
Superrus, do you have the the Peacock Premium, or did you get commercials during WrestleMania?
I got the commercials, man. I got the cheap boy version of it, the $5.99 a month.
So then, like you didn't see the videos of the matches building up.
No,
How that- you
I
know how
got
they always have
actual commercial breaks in between.
That's weird because DJ also had that, and I was like, oh, so this is when they show. I never knew that's how it played out. I thought that was weird. Did y'all see Cody file the trademark for the Renaissance era? I did not.
no,
I heard that. I know.
Oh,
I heard Cody talking about he wanted to bring back the Winged Eagle.
Oh,
but
dude,
I don't know if he'll be able to or not.
please,
Yes.
please do it. Oh
because I
man,
feel like the belt, just the heavyweight belt, where it's just the big old W. Like I feel like that's
Yeah.
really gimmicky. Like I know wrestling is a gimmick, but it just like if you're gonna be a champion, you want.
you
a
think
belt.
something's tacky?
Yeah,
This coming from me, right? How
like,
dare
I got
Put
my Winged Eagle right here.
I know. I was gonna start the stream by cutting a promo on you because I was gonna try to win your Winged Eagle over there.
You don't like the one I got you?
I
Just kidding.
have the kids' toy Winged
Yeah,
Eagle. So you didn't. So you don't have access to watch Monday Night Raw, like you didn't watch it last night.
No, I always just have to check out the highlights either on TikTok or YouTube the next day.
So the opening segment for Monday Night Raw ran 45 minutes long. It was Triple H coming out there talking, thanking the fans. Then he called Cody out there. Cody talked and whatever. Then The Rock went out there and did their build-up, but it was 45 minutes, and it was so awesome because it didn't feel like 45 minutes. Like my complaint for the longest time when Raw ran for 3 hours is that it just dragged, and it just dragged. And last night was so refreshing. Like I said, if they could keep this momentum going forward, I'll go back and watch the shows because I haven't done that in so long. I've watched the pay-per-views, and even then I've missed so many pay-per-views because I just didn't care about the product. But WrestleMania 40 did a really good job of making me fall in love with WWE again.
Oh, definitely.
Because again, Vince is a stumbling block. He was stuck to his formula. Yeah, he just didn't want to change his ways. And I think us older fans, he was trying to aim for the younger ones. You know what I mean? Like, because the parents are the ones that are going to pay for the money, you know, pay for the trips and all that stuff. And it just, I don't know. I felt like
It wasn't for us anymore.
It wasn't for us, which I get. But I felt like there are parts where it could be. You know what I mean? Like, hey, these are for the these are for the devoted fans that they could have, what's the word?
Nostalgia.
Yeah. But now I guess I'm excited because now it's all new. We don't know what the possibility. So many possibilities.
Well, what's crazy is that how we feel about WWE right now is how we felt about AEW like 2 years ago. Like when Punk arrived. We're huge AEW fans. We ordered so many of the pay-per-views. The last pay-per-view is the only one we hadn't ordered in like a year or two. And it's just I happened to work that night, so we didn't get it. She didn't order it. But I don't know.
The last AEW show?
Like all the momentum AEW had for like the last year is gone. I don't watch it now. How I wasn't watching WWE is like how I feel about AEW. It's like
The only thing I've watched over the last year with AEW is the Sting retirement match.
Wow, White Mojo Wolf, WrestleMania 40 and 2K24 brought me back. So awesome.
Yeah.
I know you have that game. I know David has that game. Me and my cousin were talking about possibly getting it, but I haven't bought it yet. But
It's really good, man. It's been the best since 2K took over.
Yes, I remember you saying
they finally
that
nailed down the formula. Yeah.
My Mojo Wolf, I agree. I think NXT is better than AEW right now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
NXT.
But like I still like my favorites are still like Here Comes the Pain on the PS2 and like the SmackDown versus Raw series. And ever since 2K took over, it's just been kind of just middle ground. And some games have been bad, but this one they really nailed it with this one.
Nice.
We'll have to see. No game's better than No Mercy.
I was gonna ask you. I was waiting for you to say that No Mercy
I
is
never
a
got to play. I never got to play No Mercy. I didn't have an N64.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll come over and we'll play.
I went from Sega Genesis to PlayStation 1.
Mine still has this isn't like
your created characters.
The No Mercy is from my childhood, and it still has all my created
Your saves from
wrestlers
30 years ago.
I've always wanted to get an N64 just so I could play that, but I never have.
And like mine has the characters. You know when it was going through, when ECW came, what was that era called? When
The Attitude?
No, not the Attitude. WWE got WCW character. WCW.
Oh, you're talking about the Ruthless Aggression era, but during the invasion?
Well, the invasion. That's the word. The invasion. I had got the game, and I was like, oh, I want my WCW characters in here. So I made them on that No Mercy game, and I still have it, and I haven't deleted nothing. Like
that's awesome.
Bottom Tier Collector says AEW gave me my Shawn Michaels smile back. After the Punk fiasco, I've left wrestling again like I did in the 2010s. I gotta say, like, all of that is a mess, and I don't know. I was not on Punk's side, and then as time has gone by, I seem to be more and more on Punk's side, and I don't know.
People will talk bad about Punk, and like this, I'm a Punk fan because I resonate with him. I think me and him are similar. I think he has a similar attitude like Punk does. And people will talk bad, but I'm like, but you have to understand, if people are going to talk bad about you, like,
you're going to respond with this.
You're going to respond. Like, why wouldn't you respond like that? I just feel like, I know Punk has made it, sometimes he makes it hard. I'm not going to lie. He makes it hard to be likable, like, in the wrestling world. It's an ego. It's a business full of egos.
That's why we love it. White Mojo Wolf says SmackDown versus Raw 2006 and 2007 formed his music taste.
The soundtracks on those games were so awesome, man.
If that comment wasn't good enough, here's another good one.
What is he?
I get most of my AEW highlights from Botchamania.
Now, from AEW, I do love Toni Storm. I think she's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. The stuff they're doing with Toni Storm is awesome.
Who else do I'm trying to think who else I enjoy from AEW that
I like Will Ospreay.
He's doing with Adam Cole and MJF for a while. That was cool.
I loved it and I hated it because it made MJF a face, and I understood he needed to be the face of the company, but like MJF is so good.
Because that's who he is.
Because that's who I am, yeah. And so, like, I don't know. It was a balancing thing. It's like, oh, I'm losing this, but I'm gaining this. And, yeah. How's Ollie's dog? I don't hear it barking today. Well, she's outside right now. And
she was sleeping.
Was she asleep?
Yeah, she was sleeping there. I thought she was with Ollie, but
one of the cats attacked her today, and so she's kind of yeah.
And it was a male cat.
The one male cat we have attacked her. Something fell down and it triggered the puppy, so she got scared and took off. But the cat reacted to the sound and the puppy, so it was like this big thing. And yeah, so that may be why she's a
commentary going on.
It was a brawl out. It was a brawl out at my place. Bottom Tier Collector, the pipe bomb promo was everything I felt at that age. I feel like that fiasco legitimized everything everyone has ever said about him. I lost my teenage hero that night. I don't know, man. Go and watch his interview on the MMA Hour and see what you think. It's Taz. I do like MJF, and then Moxley and Adam Cole. Yeah, the problem with that. Well, I'm not as big a Moxley fan as I used to be. Lady Prime describes him as a guy who's playing a tough guy, that he's not a legit tough guy, and like I get that feeling all the time too.
Yeah.
By Mojo Wolf, they brought TNA back recently, right? Yes, it's no longer Impact Wrestling, it's TNA, and I hear a lot of really, really good things about that I hear that like they're on a kind of they've got a little bit of momentum behind them. They just need to get on a channel most of us can watch. I know that NWA will be on CW soon, so maybe they'll start to build up their brand. Yeah, I don't know when that starts. I just know I heard they signed a deal, which Bottom Tier Collector was really big with NWA. He says it reminds him
of
a lot of his friends in Alabama.
SmackDown was on like regular TV.
It's crazy that SmackDown is going back to USA and that Raw is going to Netflix. I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to go. Does the viewership increase or does it decrease? But hopefully
because I feel like it's going to raise Netflix prices even more when it finally hits.
That's the problem. That's what everybody's worried about is that Netflix is because they've already been raising their prices so much lately.
So I guess I'm sticking just highlights for Raw and SmackDown.
I just want them to fix the network or whatever they call it. I hate the network on Peacock.
Yeah, Peacock is terrible.
So much.
It was better when they just had their own network.
Yep. Yes, because you could skip to the matches. I hate having to fast forward through Peacock's poor streaming service, and it's not like the best streaming service in the world. Sometimes it runs slow. I don't know.
And then I like it when there are some days when I'm like, you know what? I feel like watching a bunch of Chris Benoit matches. I could type in his name and then play them all and just, catch up or, get back into my studying of the art of wrestling.
That comment right there. I'd like Netflix to get the archives. Supposedly overseas, they're doing away with the WWE network, and Netflix will basically be how it is for Peacock for us. So we'll see. Netflix charges too much as it is. Yes. Yeah. We have the wrestling channel, but it's not Peacock. Oh, because you're in Canada. Moxley seems to have RDD's philosophy on wrestling: beauty in the chaos and carnage.
I don't know, man. When I saw a clip of John Moxley like driving some wooden,
the little
chopsticks into his head or something, I was like, what are they doing with him over here? Get him back to WWE and reform the Shield, man.
Philosophy of make it count when those need to be like that style. Like it doesn't have to be every match. You don't have to get busted open every match. Yes, I know sometimes it does happen. Not every match needs it. It needs to count. Just like that beautiful one of Stone Cold when he gets busted open and that famous, Bret Hart, and the blood is dripping and it's going down his teeth and it just adds.
It was more about the storytelling itself.
That match was one of the showcase matches in WWE 2K24, and they show real footage. And I grabbed an awesome screenshot of Stone Cold's face with the blood dripping down.
Where it's going down his tooth, too. It's like going. Yeah.
I've got that screenshot on my phone. And I've got the screenshot of the fan when the Undertaker first lost his streak. I got the screenshot of that one fan
Oh my! Let's not talk about that. No, I'm just kidding. That was my first WrestleMania, and Undertaker's the one. That was my first WrestleMania. Undertaker's been my day one, and then my first WrestleMania, and I see the streak gone. And then to see them, me and him were right next to each other. We looked like, wait, did that just happen?
It was the most awkward I've ever been in a stadium before because it's like everybody.
I feel like that never should have happened. I feel like he should have retired with the streak intact.
White Mojo Wolf says, what did y'all think of Motionless in White doing Ripley's movie music live?
I
didn't really know who that was.
I never liked.
For my music tastes, I'm still stuck in the 90s and very early 2000s, so I don't know who anybody new is. So I had no idea who that was.
I just never like when they have the bands live there to perform the music. I don't think it ever captures the feel of.
Because I feel like when you're going there to the show, you want to hear the whole, you want to hear the entrance in its entirety.
The music you're used to hearing, how you're used to hearing it.
Yeah, I feel like it takes away from it.
I thought it was horrible. By the way, it never sounds good.
And that's another thing. Like if I was a wrestler, mine would probably like be some like hardcore punk rock, like death metal, like. But that's what I would want.
White Mojo Wolf literally cried because he was an Undertaker fan. WrestleMania 30
man,
was
that was like
that's
hard.
awesome.
It
That's
was-
awesome.
I feel like I've never heard a whole arena go silent like that when that happened.
Dude,
when I
I'm
was
telling
watching
you,
on
it was
TV.
weird.
Crazy. Like we were all confused, and then there was a guy not too far of us that like he was like Brock's gonna win, and he's doing like little Brock Lesnar's bounce, and
Even that guy was shocked.
even he was shocked. He was already going for Brock, and then it happens, and he's like, "We're all confused."
It just happened.
White Mojo Wolf was so shocked. I was so shocked when I watched Raw for the first time in forever, and they let Cody Blade. Yeah, it's I don't know. Definitely a new age. Comic Cat Collectibles. Hello all. What is up? Hope you're doing well. White Mojo Wolf. I'd probably pick a Static X song.
I was trying to think of a song. I hear it in my head.
Bottom tier collector is not an Undertaker hater. I appreciate what he means for wrestling, but I laugh so hard that he let Brock in the streak. I think the only bad thing about that is that, well,
At
not
the
only bad
time-
thing, but that he had a concussion during that match. That
Yeah.
match
Yeah.
wasn't what it should have been.
I think that's what also ruined ruined the, that Brock was going to beat the streak. Like it ended sooner than it was. But again, it was like Brock had to be the one to beat the streak. Who else would have at that time defeated him, would have been able to defeat him?
It's funny because me and my cousin, like I said, we were texting during WrestleMania 40, and I'm like, dude, we saw this guy wrestle at WrestleMania 26. Talking about Cody. He was Cody, Ted DiBiase, and Randy Orton in a triple threat match. It's like we saw it go from that to being the headliner of WrestleMania. And then my cousin reminded me that we thought Teddy was going to be the star out of between him and Cody. We thought Ted DiBiase Jr. was
Oh,
going to be
yeah,
the star.
Ted DiBiase Jr.
And we talked about it at the WrestleMania before WrestleMania 25. We had met some fans in line behind us, and we're like, "Oh yeah, I think Ted should be the one to end the streak. I think Ted Jr. should be the one to defeat Undertaker." And it's funny that he was out of wrestling by 2020. He was out of the WWE by 2013 or 2012, something like that. So
Yeah, when they formed Legacy with him and Orton, man, I thought he was going to go far.
I don't know.
Also, was it D.H. Smith and Tyson Kidd? I thought they were going to go far as in like the New Heart Foundation.
it's just those things that Vince didn't invest time in.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a different case with a different leadership.
Yeah.
So, oh man, Russ, this was cool. I wish like I said, I feel bad that I couldn't come on at the end of night one. I
That's
just
all
had
right, man.
a lot of junk in the way, and it's just like it was gonna be a lot of work to get set
WWE muted my audio anyway.
up. So yeah, that's true. Well, I'm glad we got to come on and talk about this tonight. It's
Oh,
fun.
that was awesome. Hang out,
Um,
man. I love talking wrestling. Like nobody like in my actual life out here likes wrestling except for just a few of you guys here on YouTube, man. So I got like nobody to like nerd out with to talk wrestling.
I have no one. I work with a bunch of women, and they're like, "What do you like?" And I'm like, "Wrestling." And I have no one to talk to about it.
It's like nobody gets it.
No, they don't. Because then when they do talk about it, I'm just like, then I become that fan who knows it all. I'm all
Yeah.
know it all. I don't say nothing. I just sit there and I'm like,
Neil would come to the ring with Miley Cyrus's wrecking ball. So
We need to get Uncanny D-Man to get that custom entrance going on 2K24.
oh man. Well, Russ, I'm going to, I guess, close this out.
All right, man. It was a fun time.
It was fun, definitely. Mondays used to be my midweek stream. I kind of want to bring it back at some point, but also we've been talking about possibly live streaming every other Saturday and talking about wrestling. So I don't know. I don't know what the plans are, but if that's the case, would you like to come on, jump on the panel, whatever, and just talk wrestling?
I'm usually free Saturday nights.
Okay,
Like Saturday mornings, I'm pretty busy.
gotcha. All right, sounds good. By Saturday night, what time does Saturday night start for you?
Well, I mean,
Kind of like how it is right now.
yeah, around 6, somewhere like there.
Your 6 is our 5.
Yeah.
So okay.
Just whatever time of the evening is good for you, because I'm a no lifer. I got nothing. I got no
All right,
kids,
well, like I
no
said-
wife, no girlfriend. I just got my PS5 and my Winged Eagle.
That belt is beautiful.
Ollie.
It's nothing set in stone just yet. But Ollie, turn that down.
We
It's
got to figure out how we're gonna go about it.
yeah, it's nothing set in stone, but yeah, definitely we'll have you on. And like what I was talking about earlier, like I want to do things like talk about the Mount Rushmore of tag teams, things like that.
Yes, because
Oh,
I
yeah.
found a paper. We used to do like randomly like our favorite top 10 matches or
We
whatever.
were doing it with my cousin and a friend, well, 2 cousins and a friend.
We would just do it for fun. And I found my list of like my favorite tag teams, like all time favorite tag teams. So we can do something like that.
That
And
sounds
then-
awesome.
Maybe like talk about our favorite matches that involves them, you know.
Sounds good. Well, thank you, Russ. Appreciate it. I always appreciate hanging out with you. I know I need to do something with you about Superman comics. Like I said, I was trying to find out. I just saw a stack that I had set aside from about a year ago of some doubles that I never sent you. My mistake. But
It's okay. I still have Mother's Day cards that I've never got from like 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
like literally, like 2 of them I just found the other day, and I was like, oh, because I buy them before the holiday, and I like hide them, but I hide them so well I forget about them.
Yeah, that's his excuse. He hides them so well. No, he's just unorganized.
That too.
Unorganized.
White Mojo Wolf, is great talking wrestling with you. Maybe in the future we get you on stream too, if you're up for it, and we'll chat about things. I think it's really cool that how you felt, or like how I felt about WrestleMania 4 getting me back into it, and like you said, 2K24 and WrestleMania 40 getting you back into it. I think that's cool. I think it's neat that they were able to do that, and that you and I have similar sentiments with that. Of course, bottom tier, I've already extended that thought to you. I know you say it's a little hard with you and your work schedule. Same here. But yeah, maybe one of these Saturdays, like I said, Saturday evenings, we'll figure something out, and then we'll just chit. I don't even care if no one shows up in the
Or
chat.
even if you guys
If it's just us talking
Yeah.
about it, I think it's cool. So, but alrighty, WrestleMania 40 weekend, 2 thumbs up. I requested 5 days
Yeah.
off of work. They gave me 6, and it was worth it.
Oh,
So,
nice.
but yeah, man, I will talk to you later, Russ. Appreciate you jumping on. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Thanks for hanging out and talking about this crazy thing that's called wrestling. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream as much as we did. Y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all. Hey, Scott Yvonne, we're just about to put an end to it, but thanks for popping in for a second or two. Appreciate it.
Say bye, Biscuit.
Oh yeah, there's Biscuit saying bye.